Ich habe gerade von Martin Stuchter jemand in England hat eine wunderbare Arbeit gemacht über was man tun kann, um Plastik aus dem Ozean wieder zurückzukriegen. Also wirklich völlig neu und andere Dinge. Muss ich eine Woche mal ein Stück Zeit nehmen.
Von Martin Stuchti von McKinsey?
Ja, klar.
Und der Sohn von dem, oder?
Von dem, ja, Pius. Der ist so alt wie du.
Okay.
Also, das ist auch ein toller Typ, wirklich.
Okay. Gut, dich sieht man auch. Das ist die Idee? Okay. Gut. Ja.
Ja, es ist doch.
Du findest es
Man sieht es nicht mal.
Sag mal, willst du dich nicht hier hinsetzen, dann hat es einen schönen Hintergrund. Nicht verdeckt dann okay. Drauf.
Wir können es auch auf den Strand setzen, mit dem Sonnenuntergang sozusagen. So.
Also,
okay, also.
So, the purpose of the interview is to inspire my peers to choose a sustainable but also fun career choice. And my first question is, how would you describe the personality and actions of Michel Braungart?
So first of all, I like to enjoy life because for apologizing for being on this planet, it's not really fun. So this is why I think humans are an opportunity for the planet. If you treat them like an opportunity, they behave like an opportunity. If you treat them like a burden, they behave like a burden. 95% of the people want to be good if you give them a chance to be good. But you need to organize the frame conditions that they can be good. And so I can use now 40 years of blame and shame, danger and toxic and problematic things now as an innovation engine. And we can make products which are so much better than anything which is made in other countries, just because we can use all this blame and shame as an innovation engine.
How would you describe your profession?
I'm doing two things. First of all, I'm organizing an institute with a lot of colleagues because I want to see that things are done as well. On the other side, I'm teaching. I'm teaching at the Erasmus School of Management, RSM, and I'm teaching in Delft and in Twente, at the University of Twente, because I need the architects and engineers from Delft. I need material scientists from Twente, Hengelo, and the industrial designers, and I need to show that it makes sense for business, because otherwise people think, oh, it's a nice idea, but it doesn't work, so I need to prove. And as you know, RSM is one of the most respected business schools in Europe, so I want to demonstrate it there with my students that we can make a difference. But my institute, my research institute, is based in Hamburg, Germany, but with offices in Eindhoven as well, or in Taipei, or in Copenhagen or Barcelona. My institute is there to do things, because we need to show it makes sense, and we need to demonstrate new things. So we work jointly with companies to develop new things. And it's not just a little less bad, it's just 10% less energy. No, we make new things. So, for example, we make carpets which are not toxic, but carpets which actively clean the air. Yeah, so why should I inhale toxic fine dust when my carpet can clean the air? Yeah. It's innovation, and it's quite successful, and I can give you a long list of these types of products.
Do you have a name for your profession?
I'm a scientist. I'm a chemical engineer and a chemist first, because we need to know what we have, the materials, and let's face it, we basically lost in Europe a lot of future technologies. We forgot about them. So look, electric vehicles, Europe, no, Tesla. Yeah. Mobility without a driver, Google. Yeah. Genetic engineering, because of good and bad reasons, We are not involved in that in Europe. Electronics, the same. Nanotechnology, we are not really a part of it. But out of our discussion about sustainability, we have so much expertise about making healthy things, quality. This is why we can use it as an innovation opportunity. And so we can make things which are far more healthy and far better quality, which can be either composted, go back in biological systems, or can go in technical systems. So there is no waste anymore. But this is out of all these environmental discussions, and in a digital world, we need to define what we have. So people talk about durability, but I'm talking about defined use periods. Now, for example, we have windows on the market. You don't buy a window anymore, you buy 25 years of looking through insurance. So you can use far better materials, not the cheapest things. We will have a washing machine on the market in a few months where you do not longer sell a washing machine, you're selling 3,000 times of washing. So you pay per wash. And so it allows to use far better materials and far more healthy materials as well.
What have you studied and where did you study it?
What I can recommend is to look for people who have expertise. Like when I was a student, I visited Wouter van Dieren, for example, here in the Netherlands, because he is definitely one of the key persons for the future of the planet. So I was with him for a few weeks. I was in Delft to learn how to do architecture differently. I was studying basically all over Europe, in London, in Zurich, in Leiden, because there was a physical chemist in Brussels, in Hamburg, in Munich. Wherever I could learn something, I stayed there for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I went to another place. So I can highly recommend to use the opportunity to connect people and to learn from the experience of people they had before, because otherwise we're too slow. We need to learn, and because of all these environmental disasters, in 1984 there was a big chemical accident in India, in Bhopal. I was there as a student, and there were 600,000 people who seriously got ill, and 30,000 people died immediately. And when you have such a terrible reputation, then it's clear nobody wants to study chemistry anymore. Think about 10 years ago when you said, "Oh, my brother is a banker," and everybody said, "Oh, that's good." Today, people say, "What a pig, a banker?" So the reputation is important, and now we can make far better chemistry. Can you imagine? We have 10 million tons of plastic every year going into the oceans. This is just terrible chemistry. So we need smart young people to become scientists and to find solutions for these problems. Otherwise, we are just complaining, but we are not changing things anymore.
How and when did you go from normal scientist to a sustainable scientist?
Oh, I did it differently. I started from the beginning. In Wouter van Dieren here in Amsterdam was one of the key authors of the Limits to Growth report from Alexander Fromm, which was published in 1972. So when I was your age, when I was 15, 16, this report came up. And so I said, look, we need to learn from that. Wouter van Dieren basically showed if we continue with the way how we treat the environment, then we will not have a future on this planet. And now, since then, we are learning. And so I systematically studied chemistry. I was the speaker of my class, and so I was teaching my fellow students chemistry as well, and physics and biology, etc. And then I decided to become a scientist from the beginning, to learn about these environmental things, because we need to do something. And now we can see, you can really make a difference.
How would you define sustainability?
Sustainability per se is bloody boring. So if I asked you how's your relationship with your girlfriend, would you say sustainable? It's a wrong term. It's like in Dutch it's even worse. It says duurzaam. It means it's expensive and it lasts forever. Or what a nice nightmare. No, it's sustainability was important to learn about these things, but the future is just quality. You know. A product which becomes waste is just not a good product. It has a quality problem. Yeah. So it's more true innovation cannot be sustainable. Yeah, because, for example, think my mother was washing the laundry for the family in the river. When her parents could buy a washing machine, she lost her job. Yeah. It was not sustainable. Yeah. The mobile phone was not sustainable for the ones which had stationary phones. Yeah. The steam engine was not sustainable for the ones who had horses. But the discussion about sustainability gave us the expertise. Yeah. But now the glass is half full, not half empty. So we can make things which nobody can do in Asia because of our sustainability debate. Yeah. But it's no longer about reducing, avoiding, minimizing. It's about celebrating life. Yeah. And that's a different approach, but it's based on also sustainability. Yeah. There are a lot of people who do their professional career now with sustainability reporting. Yeah. Yeah, that's a €7 billion business. So if you want to do something, but I think we need to make a difference. Yeah. We need to make buildings where the indoor air quality in a building is better than outside air. You know. In the Netherlands, yeah, more than 50% of the houses have mold, schimmel, yeah, and this makes asthma. So why don't we come together and say, hey, we want to have healthy houses, yeah, because asthma is the most relevant children's disease, and that's not fair. Yeah. So why don't we make buildings like trees, buildings which clean